Hi, this is from Naidu. Today we'll see what is the use of query selector, right? So if you want to get the current value, let's say user has created one input. On changing of the input, user want to get the current value. Then we'll be using event, right? So we'll be getting the current value with the help of event dot target dot value, right? So we have one more method. We will be not using event. Instead of event, we'll be using query selector. So in okay, so let's get started. Okay, so in this scenario we'll try to achieve calculator functionality. So for this, I'll be creating two input fields and one button. On clicking of add, we are going to achieve the add functionality, right? So I'm creating two input fields, lightning input type equal to text. Okay, so label equal to enter number one. Okay, so class equal to, so basically this is a selector. So based on the class, we are going to get the value, right? So class equal to number one. Okay, or let me make it simple, a number one. So on changing of this, I'm going to execute handle change number one. Okay, so let me close this. I'm creating one more input field. Okay, so let me copy this. Okay, so this is basically for number two, and the class would be number two, and the method also I'm changing. So this is related to number two, right? Right. So we'll be getting the value with the help of query selector, right? So based on the selector, right? So let me go to JavaScript. Okay, so I'm importing API property. So I'm declaring two variables. Okay, API number one for number two, API for result. I'll be creating one variable, a result, right? So let me copy the method. So handle change number one, right? So here I'll be not passing event. So I'll be not passing event in the method, right? So we'll be getting a value with the help of query selector, right? So this dot number one equal to this dot template dot query. So this is a method. So it should be caps, right? So selector. Okay. So selector dot. This is a selector, right? So this is a class. So you have to put dot. Otherwise, you will not able to get the value, right? So the class is number one, right? So this is basically for first input, right? If you want to get the value, then we have to put value. If you don't put value here, then you will not able to get the value, right? So let me do it for second input as well. Okay, handle change number two, right? So I'll be putting the data to, I'll be putting the result to number two, right? So this is a number two. That's it. Okay. So I'll be creating a button. On clicking of a button, I'm going to display the result to the user, right? So lightning button label equal to add. On click on of this, I'll be executing this method. Okay, so let me put this method in the JavaScript. Do add, right? So I'll be putting the result to result variable, right? If you don't put parse in, then it will assume like a string. Will not able to perform the addition operation, right? So that's the reason I'm putting parse in this dot number one, right? Parse int this dot number two. right? So let me include the variable. Let me include the variable result is a result, right? Let me push this code to the source R, right? So let me refresh the application. Okay, 5, 8. Okay, I'm clicking on add, right? So 13 is coming, right? Right. So query selector is nothing but, so we'll be providing the class or ID to the input or whatever you, okay, to the input, or let's say in this scenario we have taken input, right? So yeah, that's it. Okay, so let me explain the code once. I have created two input fields. Okay, so for the first input field, I have provided a class. Okay, so the class name is number one, right? So for second input field, the class name is number two, right? So on changing of this, we are going to execute this method, handle change number one, right? For the second input field, we are going to execute handle change number two, right? So once the user clicks on a button, then we are going to show the result to the user, right? So I have created three variables. One is for number one and the other one is for number two. And this is just basically for storing the result, right? So this method is basically for first input field, right? So if you want to refer this variable, then we have to make the use of this property, right? So we will be getting the value without event, right? So normally if you want to get the current value, we'll be using event.target.value, right? So this is a other approach, where in this approach we will be using query selector. Based on the ID, based on the selector, we are going to get the result, right? So this dot template dot query selector and the name of the class, right? Dot value, right? If you are putting class, then if you are using class, then you should include dot symbol, right? So otherwise it won't work. Otherwise it will not able to identify the class, right? If it is ID, then it would be different, right? So for handle change, this is basically for number two, right? So if you want to refer this variable, then we have to make the use of this property, right? So I'll be putting the value to number two variable, right? So template query selector, this is a number two. So basically it's a class, it is a second input field, right? So if you want to get the value of the input field, then we have to put value, right? If you don't put value, we will not able to get the value, right? So do add, once the user clicks on a button, then we are going to execute this method, right? So we will be just putting the data to the result, since this is the addition operation. So plus, if you want to perform multiplication, subtraction, division, then you can change the operators accordingly, right? So if you don't put percent, then it will not perform the addition operation. So that's the reason I have used percent. That's it.